Time to drop.
Welcome back to the Hennisphere, everyone. Today is the day that I have waited for more than 15 years. The day that I cross off the #1 thing on my bucket list, and it's right behind me. Cedar Point, Ohio. I can't believe this is finally happening. It's a beautiful day. It's like 65 degrees. Right now it's like 55, so it's a little cool. It feels great. Be here for 8 hours probably, and I will come back on Monday to do this all over again. Today is the first day of Monster Jam Thunder Alley. I cannot wait to see it. I may even run into some people I know. Who knows? I will see you on the inside. So slight change of plans. I was trying to ride Raptor first, which is probably a big mistake because I think everyone goes there right when they get into the park, but the line was ridiculous. I'm not used to waiting in that kind of line. Even at Fiesta Texas on the busiest days, I don't have to wait in lines like that. But that's also because I have a Diamond Elite pass and I get to skip the line on 2 rides. So I got Fast Lane Plus. We're gonna go back and try this again. I came here to ride coasters, not wait all day. So, spare no expense. Taking a break right now from rides to eat food. A couple of things. So I rode Blue Streak first. I did not ride Raptor because it broke down. I will say it's pretty similar to the Racer, but I think I like the Racer a little bit more. And then I went on Corkscrew, and it wasn't as rough as I thought it was going to be, but that first drop in the loop, there's a lot of G-force there, and you really got to watch your back and your spine. Really, there's a lot of compression that happens, but I didn't bang my head around on the restraint too much, so I liked it. And now it's, gosh, 3:20. It's 3:20 right now. I haven't eaten anything all day until now, and I have to say I'm very underwhelmed with the food service here, because I wanted to eat about 90 minutes ago, and every single food place here had a line of at least 50 people. Even the quick service places is one thing, but the sit-down places also had a line way out the door. And so I rode Corkscrew instead. I came back, got in line for just a hot dog, and there was like 10 people in line. I ordered, and then I didn't realize that I had to wait in another line to get the food. So that took about 25 minutes. And that's ridiculous. That isn't something you find at Disney or Universal. They know how to handle a crowd. I can say food operations here at Cedar Point are some of the worst I've ever seen. Comparing it to Kings Island, so far I kind of like Kings Island more, but I haven't rode many coasters, and I'm sure I'll come around and figure out where the best places are. I'm gonna eat real quick and then do Raptor, and then Valraven. Just got off Raptor. Probably the second best invert I've ever rode, and now it's time for Valraven, which is back open again after being down for an hour or two. rode Valraven. That might have been my favorite ride here so far. That was super smooth. First drop is amazing. Probably the best free fall I've ever felt on a roller coaster. Almost as good as ejector airtime, but unfortunately that ride has pretty much none of it because of the restraints. But I was gonna ride Wicked Twister next, but unfortunately it just went down, so it's time for Gatekeeper. So I did Gatekeeper, and that was my first wing coaster. I thought it was going to be better than what it was. I don't know, I didn't really get any airtime on it. It felt cool. It felt kind of like just another smooth B&M. The inversions were really cool though. I got a front row seat, so that first drop, it really just kind of hung me to my side, and then off we went. That was a pretty cool feeling. I think I liked Valraven more than that. And after Gatekeeper, Ultra Twister was back up and running. So or Wicked Twister, I mean, I have Astro World on my mind. But Wicked Twister was a little head bangy. I was sitting in the very back, so I got to go up one spire to the very top, basically, further than any other people on the train. And it really whips you, really twists you fast. So that one doesn't get very high marks from me, but now we're going to the back of the park. There was somewhat of a line for Iron Dragon. So, and I didn't see a place for the fast lane. Didn't want to wait 30 minutes, so I got on Rougarou. And judging from the layout, it looked like it might be as good as Superman Krypton Coaster. That's the floorless coaster I'm most familiar with, but after riding it, this one is second best to Superman for me. So I just got off of Gemini, and right before that I did the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, and right before that was the SNS Scream and Swing. That was definitely my favorite flat ride that I've ever been on. That was better than a drop tower. I loved it. I mean, I used to swing when I was younger, and I would always wanted to go higher, faster, and that was just the ultimate. That was amazing. And there's no like spinning, so I don't feel dizzy. I don't feel like I need to catch my breath. It's just awesome. Cedar Creek Mine Ride, kind of a tame mine ride compared to like the other ones. Canyon Blaster at Fiesta, Texas, or even Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Those are all better than Cedar Creek Mine Ride. So one of the not as good ones, but glad I got the credit. And then Gemini was pretty much what I thought as far as smoothness. It really was pretty smooth until you had to turn. So there was good airtime on it though. I liked it. And next up, I'm gonna try to get into Camp Snoopy, do the kiddie rides, and after that, the big rides are next.
Laurie! Are you ready to go with this? Bobby, are you ready?
So I went on Woodstock Express, then I went on arguably a coaster that kind of started it all for me. Magnum XL 200 was a coaster that I always looked up, like the POV, had it memorized, loved watching it. It was so scenic on the water, with the water park right beneath it, that kind of stuff. And I have to say, it's really rough. I don't know really where I stand on that ride. It's not as good as the Morgan ones.
Oh my word.
All right, guys, just got done with Maverick. Probably the third craziest coaster I was looking forward to riding while I was here. And I'd say it lived up to expectations. The one thing I didn't like was that when I put my hands up, it's so whippy around the turns that it could be a little uncomfortable, like on my shoulders and whatnot, just because it kind of jars you from side to side. So just that. If I don't have my hands up, then I'm sure it'd be cool. One of my favorite coasters I've ever ridden, and now it's time. Steel Vengeance. Will it live up to the expectations that everyone has for it and all the accolades that it's attained? I think so, considering an RMC is my favorite coaster I've ever rode at the moment. Iron Rattler. Steel Vengeance lived up to the hype, without a doubt. But then I went on Millennium Force for the first time. Millennium Force was definitely everything everyone ever said about it. It's just, there's so much momentum. It feels like you're still going like 60 when you hit the brake run. It's up there. It's up there with Steel Vengeance. I liked both of them. I thought the restraints on Millennium Force were a little better because I have really long legs. So on Steel Vengeance, that part that goes like on your ankles, it's not super comfortable for me, but the airtime was so much better than Millennium Force, and it had good momentum too. I like the drops too. The drops, twisting side to side. I think Steel Vengeance really does take the cake for best coaster ever. It's the best coaster that I've rode. But Millennium Force, I don't know, that's definitely in my top 5. Today was definitely that dream come true day that I felt I was gonna get when I came to this park for the first time. I bought my ride photo from Steel Vengeance just because it's the best coaster in the world. And I did not get to my 100th credit. I'm stuck on 96. I could have been in 98, had an amazing day at Cedar Point. I got dinner around like 7, and I had a much better time getting food then than I did the first time. I wanted to go to Chick-fil-A, but the line was way too long and I wanted something quick, so I got some pizza. Is this park my number 1 that I've been to? I'll say yes. I'm gonna say Kings Island was my number 1 coming into this, and this just dethroned it for sure. Have almost nothing bad to say about this place, just food. When there's max capacity or close to it, yeah, man, especially if you don't have the Fast Lane or Fast Lane Plus. Like, you need that if you want to ride a bunch of coasters in one day during a Saturday. Monster Jam Thunder Alley looked like it was doing well. I didn't know that they would have some of the best drivers from Monster Jam here to sign autographs, so that was cool. I didn't see the whole track for like where the ride trucks were, but they were running over some cool stuff from what I could see, and that was another day in the Hennisphere.